So hi Jason, this is Mico from Egypt. We met before
I
your
know. It's good to
screening.
see you. Great to see you.
I'm so happy now to see you after the film because
Yeah.
last time I saw you was before the film.
Mm,
So let me start by saying congratulations and well done on what you
thank you
just
very much.
did. It's
Thank you.
great.
I
You
appreciate it.
to bring a classic and just turn it into like a feature film like this where it tells the whole story of so many years, in just less than 2 hours. Tell me how you
Yeah.
were able to do that.
Well, to begin this process, I had to learn how to do your job. I had to try to become a journalist, which was a lot harder than I thought. And my writing partner and I interviewed every person we could find that was in the building on the opening night of Saturday Night Live. And from their memories, we wove together a story which tries to give you months of experience all told in one night.
It's super crazy. I worked in TV before and I worked in a newsroom and
Oh,
I
okay.
saw like how the whole like ambience and
Did
I
it make
just
you
wanted to tell
nervous
this.
watching it?
No, I actually admired this so much because it's kind of like it's the best camera movement I've seen in a long time. Like
Thank
the
you.
camera was moving with because like this is one of the main thing I loved about the movie, apart from the story and apart from the cause and technically, I really loved how you move the camera
Thank you.
and us as well from a scene to
Thank you.
another, from a person to another. So talk to me about the choreography of this.
Oh, well, we knew in the many ways we were making a dance movie, that it's like a musical without songs. And we had to make the audience feel what it's like to be just dropped in. Whether you know Saturday Night Live or not, you're just getting dropped into this location with 80 actors and 80 background actors, and you have to pick up things as they're happening. And it's purposely way too much for you to pick up all at once. And you have to kind of just choose characters to latch onto. And hopefully, the culmination of it is the feeling of anxiety, the thrill of what it's like to do live television.
I know it's kind of like it's not like repeat action from the top. All of this doesn't exist once you're live, so it adds more to
Yeah,
the pressure.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know, it's super pressure for sure. And Jason, like comedy is the hardest genre ever out there. Okay, like I want to know how were you able to bring so many talented people, so many funny people, put them all in one place, and even choose one of the actors to do two roles in the same time.
Ha ha ha. Well, it's less of a comedy as far and more of a movie about comedy. So, what I'm interested is, the humanity of these people, and I want to cast funny people to play them. And I find the comedy is inherent once you get to know the characters.
No, it was fantastic. I fell in love with every one of them, and I was kind of like, I wish I lived in that moment and I was there to witness this anxiety.
Me
So,
too.
yeah, you had Gabriel who had the camera on him all the time, moving
Yeah.
with him, and you have people coming to the scene, people leaving the scene. There was so much dynamic. The film is so alive. There is no moment in the film where you sit down and say, "Okay, what's going to happen next?" This is
Yeah.
very difficult, like you
I
already
love that you said that.
yeah, you're already on a
I
ride
love that
and
you
you
said
gotta
that
catch
because
up.
what's great about what you just said is that when we were rehearsing, so we would do, takes and we rehearse these shots, which are complicated and go on for many minutes. And what we would ask ourselves all the time is there a pause? Is there a moment where we're allowing the audience's heart to settle? And we would look for those moments and try to eliminate them because we wanted to fill every single frame so that no matter where the camera's turning, no matter what you're looking at, you're always having to choose what you want to listen to and what you want to watch. And in doing so, you're always letting one thing go and wondering what happened to that character or what did I not catch while I was listening to that instead.
Yeah, because my adrenaline was kicking the whole film, and I was
Good.
like, "Hey,
Yes.
what's going on?" But
Yeah.
having said this, Gabriel was so calm. How did
Yeah.
you direct him to do this?
Well, I mean, a lot of it instinctually comes naturally to him. I mean, he's such a good young actor, and it's surprising how young he is. He just turned 22 years old. When he did The Fablemans, I met him, and he was standing next to Steven Spielberg, and he just was holding his own next to the greatest director alive. We needed, the character of Lorne Michaels is someone who in real life became a father to 100 of the greatest comedians of the last 50 years. And so we needed a young man who had dad energy, and Gabe just has that in spades and was able to literally carry the film on his shoulders for 90 straight minutes.
Making movie, it's not as easy as people think.
Ah,
Like
people think it's
organizing.
easy.
Yeah, people think it's easy. Making
Oh
movies
man.
easy. They say, oh, it's just a film. Oh, okay, you know.
If making movies was easy, then there wouldn't be so many divorces.
I know, and as well, like making movies, you have to know about business, you have to know about people, logistics. There's so many like aspects in there you have to kind of know at least a little bit about. So I want to know, under all of this, that all the manning that you have around you, how did you choose your actors?
I work with a great casting director named John Papsadera, who, famously worked on all the Christopher Nolan films, and it was not easy. I mean, the truth is that we spent a year casting this film, and we had to find not only actors to portray famous people like Billy Crystal and Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, Gilda Radner, people who already had where we have a sense of who they were, but also just bring all kinds of other brilliant characters to life who are funny and dramatic, and we're catching them at such an impactful moment. It's the moment before every one of these people became famous. An hour later, and they would be household names. So what is it like for this group of young people, revolutionary comedians, right before the world knew who they were?
No, that's definitely is interesting. And you being a comedian, how did that play a part? Like, did
I
it
don't know.
roller
I mean,
coaster?
what I'll say is there's something really interesting about the DNA of Saturday Night Live. The people from Toronto, Canada, people from Chicago, they're outsiders. And outsiders have a comedic perspective that is always different than being an insider. And Saturday Night Live definitely felt like the young people who stormed the castle.
Mhm. No, I love the whole film because it's kind of like it's a group of people, a teamwork, making the dream work really, and getting all together, and
Yeah.
as well, like they delivered your message beautifully.
Yeah,
All
I
the
I
actors.
agree. I agree. And look, there was something about the making of this movie that we all felt like we were on the same page. We were all rowing in the same direction. And as a result, there is a joy and a thrill that came with making it that you can feel on the screen in the resulting movie.
Absolutely, because like here's the thing, making a movie that it's kind of your own creation, it's great. But making a movie that based on something else that is already exists and people know, it's a little bit pressure. I don't see that you kind of were like pressurized, but talk to me about this.
Well, I'm obviously a huge fan of Saturday Night Live. I'm well aware of how many people love this show, and I did not want to let them down. So there's a lot of Easter eggs and details for the people who are super fans of Saturday Night Live, but I was just as interested in, someone who's never watched Saturday Night Live, someone who's coming into this completely fresh. And I would try to think about movies from the 1970s, about subjects where I enjoyed it, but I don't know all the details. And one of my favorite things is when a movie drops me into a world that I don't know, you know? And, when I watched Oppenheimer, like I don't know anything about any of those people, but I loved being dropped into that world and having to figure it out for myself, meet all these characters, understand what they're doing. And with Saturday Night Live, we want to do the same. Whether you know SNL or not, you're going to be dropped into this immersive experience. It's going to be a ride.
True, I have people in the screening who like foreigners from outside America, and none of them ever like seen SNL before, and they
Yeah.
really enjoyed the film.
Oh,
So
good, good, good.
message was message was received for sure.
Perfect.
So how did you like? I have a question, which how did you hear about the project, or what made you want to write the project? So did it come from a studio to you, or did you decide that you wanted to do this and you went to a studio?
No, this is my weird idea. And I've always loved Saturday Night Live, and I've always enjoyed movies that took place in real time. And I'd been looking for a story that I could do in 90 consecutive minutes where you track a set of characters in real time. And one day it just hit me. Oh, opening night of Saturday Night Live.
Wow. No, Jason, I'm very, very like excited for what's to come. The movie's gonna be out on cinema soon. Everyone was gonna see like the amazing creation you created with the cast. One last question.
Yeah.
I want to understand what you're hoping people get out of this film after this scene, apart from enjoying the like and actually get to see the whole creation of the experience of SNL.
I hope people buckle up and enjoy the ride. And, this is a movie that ends with the beginning. It ends with the beginning of Saturday Night Live. And I hope it gives you the kind of energy where as you walk out of the audience, you're laughing and you're clapping and you're skipping and you're running and you feel that adrenaline propelling you into the rest of your life.
That's amazing. I can't wait for the people in Egypt as well in the Middle East to see because we have SNL Arabic in Arabic, so they familiar with the show. So I
Awesome.
can't wait for them to see the film.
Me too.
And thank you so much, Jason, for that, and good luck.